YouTube, yes sir, Shabon, we're back at it with another video. So in today's video, I'm gonna go over my second trade that I caught out this week, and we are 2-0 for the month. And also, while we'll only be using supply and demand in 2024. All right, so let's get right into the video. So as you guys see on my screen, I have my setup, and I'm gonna show you guys proof that I'm calling out these trades live in my free Discord. And also, if y'all want to join, man, I'll put the link down below. All right, but let's get into the video, man. So this is my Discord. I caught this trade out at 1:24 a.m. right? Literally the date, the pair that I'm trading, my entry, my stop loss, my take profit. As you guys can see, this is what I called out, and this is what happened. We literally hit our take profit. You know what I mean? So everything I do, I'm being as transparent as I can with you guys. I'm showing it all in a Discord. So you guys want to join the Discord, you're trying to make money, whatever the case might be, join down below. All right, but let's get into this trade, man. So as you guys see on my screen, right, I have GJ up. So this was a trade that we called, right? So let me replay this. All right, so I'm gonna put this right here. All right, I'm gonna break this down step by step for you guys, so you guys know what I'm thinking when I'm taking this trade. All right, so I first get onto the charts. I see this on the 5-minute, right? So the first thing I do is I go to the higher time frame. All right, so since I'm scalping on the 5-minute, I'm only using the 1 hour and the 4 hour. Okay, so first thing I do is I go to the 1 hour. Now what are we doing on the 1 hour? Right, so I see price is literally on an uptrend, right? We are breaking structure. We're breaking the structure right here. All of these, we're taking out these highs, right? We're breaking structure to the upside. Again, this structure right here, taking out, right? So this move right here, we took out these highs, right? So cool. On the 1 hour, the trend is showing me that we're breaking structure to the upside, so we are potentially bullish, right? We are also above the 200 EMA. So whenever we're above the 200 EMA on the higher time frame, that's a clear indication that, okay, cool, price may be bullish for the day, right? So cool. I figured out what is happening on the 1 hour, and then I go to the 4 hour. What is happening on the 4 hour? Right, so we never took out these lows, right? We have these lows that were created. We're breaking the structure, right? So we're breaking structure right here. I'm gonna put this line, right? So we're breaking structure to the upside, right? And at this 4 hour candle, you can see we are above the 200 EMA. Okay, so again, what is that telling me? We're not taking out these lows, right? So we do not have enough selling pressure to go to the downside, and we're breaking structure to the upside, as well as we are above the 200 EMA on the 1 hour and the 4 hour as well. Okay, so when I see that, okay, cool, I'm only looking for buys because nothing is telling me that I should be selling in this market. All right, so once I figure that out, I go over to the 5-minute. So this is what I see on the 5-minute, right? Now where is the break of structure, right? So we have these highs over here, right? So if I put a line right here, these highs were taken out by this move, right? Okay, cool. So that's first breaker structure that I see on the 5-minute. And then also I see this other breaker structure at this high right here. That high, right? That got taken out by this move right here. 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive bullish candles. So what is that telling me? We have aggressive buying, right? We are above the 200 EMA. So again, not only are we above the 200 EMA on the 5-minute, but we are also above the 200 EMA on the higher time frame. Okay, so cool. So I understand that. Now where is the gap, right? So at this break of structure right here, right, there's a gap right here. So as you can see, the gap is from this bearish candle to the bottom wick of that candle, right? So I see there's a gap, right, in a demand zone, because there's aggressive buying and price never came back to fill in this gap, right? So as you can see, the gaps are from here, from this wick right here to this box, right? So as you guys can see, there's nothing that's happening inside of here, right? The gap needs to be filled. Okay, so I understand London session is about to come, so whenever a new session is about to show up, there's going to be a lot of volume. Okay, so what do I do at this point? All I do is I wait for price to come back to fill in the gaps and tap into my zone, and I'm taking the next break. Okay, so again, I'm waiting. I'm not doing anything in this area because why? We are in the middle of nowhere, right? We are either too high or we're in the middle. We're consolidating, right? As you can see right here, we are consolidating. So if I put this box right here and this box right here, we're in the middle of this range, right? So I'm not taking any trades up there, okay? I have to wait for my gap to be filled and my demand zone to be tapped, okay? So let me play this out for you guys. So cool. Now look what just happened, right? So this bullish candle was bearish at first, right? It came all the way down. You see that wick? So we cleared the gap, right? So we cleared the gap. Gap is already filled. And what happened? This candle tapped into my demand zone, okay? So what do? Right, I'm taking the next break, okay? So the next candle that break this bullish high, I'm entering my trade, okay? So let's play this out. Cool. So you see how this wick went all the way, went up here to break these highs of this bullish candle? I'm entering my trade right here, right? And where I put my stop loss? Right below the zone, okay? Now the thing with these stop losses, you want to give your trade some breathing room, right? So if the zone is right here, give it like 5 pips, right? Let's move it down a bit, 3 to 5 pips, all right? And then go for your 1-to-1, right? Because again, I'm only trying to get as much money as I can in a short amount of time. So I'm not trying to hold my trade for long. I'm trying to hit my 1-to-1 and be done for the day, okay? So again, my stop loss is right around here, right? And my take profit is gonna be a 1-to-1, right? So what I do at this point, once you take your trade already, you already know how much you're risking. You already know how much your target is. So once you place your trade, leave your trade, let it run. Do not be scared of what price do, okay? So let me play this out. So again, that's all I'm doing, right? So at this level right here, you see how price, when I took an entry, it came all the way down into here. I'm okay with that because I already know how much I am risking, okay? So the point of trading is it's a 90% psychology, 10% strategy, right? So you have to understand how much you are risking. You have to be okay with how much you will lose if the trade doesn't play out, all right? So as price is coming down, I'm not closing my trade because I know my setup. I understand how much I'm risking and I'm gonna let it play out, right? So at this point, a lot of people, they're gonna close their trade because they see they're in drawdown, right? But you will only be scared of drawdown if you are risking too much, right? So risk only how much you could lose and let your trade play, right? If it hits your stop loss, cool, then that wasn't your trade. If it hit your take profit, cool, then your trade went the way you want it to go, okay? So see how it came down, then eventually it went all the way back up and hit my take profit, right? So that's literally all I'm doing when I get onto the charts. I look at the 5-minute, right? I see what they're doing on the 5-minute first. Then I go to my higher time frame, my 1 hour, my 4 hour. I need them to line up, okay? I need a strong confluence of price telling me, am I buying today or am I selling, right? So once I figure that out, I go to the 5-minute. I see where the breaker structures and where there's aggressive buying, right? At that aggressive buying, is there a gap being left behind? Okay, if there's a gap, wait for price to come back to fill in the gap and then take your next break, okay? So that's all I'm doing. This is literally supply and demand. This strategy works so well if you understand how much you're risking and you understand where you are gonna get out of that trade, okay? So when you have higher time frame confluence as well as your 5-minute confluence, you have a higher probability of winning that trade because every time frame is in your favor, okay? So you want to make sure you look at all these time frames and make sure that you are understanding your risk, okay? Because if you are risking too much, right, most of the time price is not always going to go to your take profit, okay? Price is going to come into your stop loss. It's going to make you scared. It's going to make you feel like, okay, this is not the trade, and eventually will go your way, right? So understand how much you risk so you are not afraid of the trade being in drawdown, okay? But this is literally supply and demand. This strategy works on any pair, any time frame you trade, right? You could trade supply and demand on the 15-minute. You could trade on the higher time frame if you want to swing trade, right? Whatever the case might be, this time frame works on any supply and demand setup, okay? So I hope you guys learned something from this video. If you guys have any questions or anything, tap into the Discord. I literally have a chat section where you can ask any questions you need, any questions you are having trouble with, any situation that you need help with, literally ask in the chat, all right? But again, that's all I have for you guys. Peace.